Besides eating cereal with water, what is the most outrageous eating sin you have ever witnessed? I had a friend who went through a period where cake decorating was her hobby, and she made some amazing looking cakes that all tasted horrible because of the bizarre flavor combinations. It was always a bit funny because people would compliment the look of them and then have to figure out how to throw their pieces away without being rude about it. The worst one was a Christmas cake with an immaculate looking fondant Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that was an orange spice cake covered in mint icing. It was like brushing your teeth and rinsing with orange juice in cake form. When I visited my aunt's family as a kid, she served a purple cow milk mixed with grape juice for breakfast. If you haven't tasted that, take my word for it, it's not a great concoction. In elementary school, we used to mix the milk and juice the school gave us for breakfast to puke and get sent home early. Apple juice and milk usually worked the best. I think grape juice and milk was a close second. I work at a pub/restaurant waiting tables. This couple walks in who I've never seen, but are apparently regulars. The bartender sees them, shoots me a glance, and goes to grab something from the kitchen. Before even taking their order, he's filled the crushed red pepper shaker and told me to take it over to them. The woman orders a small cup of French onion soup and proceeds to unscrew the cap of this shaker and dump the entirety of it onto her soup, an inch high off the top of her bowl. She's eating this spicy red pepper like cereal and didn't even ask for a drink refill. She must be dead inside and desperately trying to feel something. Dude in my dining hall had a plate of sunny side up eggs. Scooped under an egg with his fork, brought it up to his mouth, and only touched his lips to the yolk. Proceeded to suck all the yolk, and then slurped the rest of the egg in. It was like a car crash. I couldn't look away, but I was horrified. My sister would make Ritz cracker sandwiches, except the thing that went between the two Ritz cracker buns was another Ritz cracker, except chewed up and spit out. It was disgusting. I wasn't going to tell this story, but here I am. As a kid I would eat a whole bag of Doritos without swallowing, and then I'd spit out the pulverized chip dust and saliva mixture and roll it into a ball with my hands, and then let it harden a bit in my desk at school between first and second break, and then eat it again during lunch, when the outside was a bit crunchy again, but the inside was still moist and the consistency of a chocolate truffle. No. I have to leave this thread. Did you have friends? You telling me you can imagine someone seeing that display then just plopping down next to this monster and being like, cool hobby, I like Rubik's cubes. My mom puts peanut butter on cold pizza. It is the closest flavor to vomit that is not vomit. You've got to add orange juice for that authentic vomit flavor. This thought actually made me nauseous. A+. Could only be worse with mint. +1 for the orange juice addition. Or really anything acidic. Maybe some warm Sprite. When I was a server, I had a customer dip her bread in a glass of Coke. She finished her whole bread basket and Coke, and asked for another basket and another refill of Coke, and went to town again for round 2. She didn't give a crap how she looked, and ate that shit like it was the best thing on earth. Kid I used to know in school used to rip open his milk carton and dip his burrito into the chocolate milk. Sometimes he'd even go so far as to rip open the burrito and pour his milk onto the beef and eggs to, I'm quoting him here, creamify the meat. I don't know man, but the word creamify is just ugh. Creamify is a gross word by itself. Using it to describe meat is something else entirely. Peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich. Good God. What the hell is wrong with these people? I mean, you could just lie down in a ditch and die instead. Someone told me it was because the mayonnaise prevented the peanut butter from sticking to the roof of your mouth. But at what cost? A guy who eats peanut butter and mayo sandwiches explained it to me once. This was in a bar. For context, so insert drunken explanation mental images here. According to Bar Guy, the thing is, you shouldn't use too much mayo, just a small amount, and you shouldn't use very savory or strong tasting mayo, and you pair it with creamy rather than crunchy peanut butter. The idea is that the mayo makes the peanut butter more creamy or even smoother. Bar Guy was very convincing, so I agreed to try it sometime. He was right, sorta, but realistically it's possible to achieve the same effect with something like, say, marshmallow cream. It doesn't need to be mayo specifically. Went to college with this one girl who would get a chef salad, slice up banana, and put it on said chef salad, then use ketchup as dressing. I shit you not, this person ate that on a regular basis. A watermelon and ketchup sandwich. I call it a sandwich because it makes me sad. Is the watermelon the bun? Or does this monstrosity desecrate bread, too? Clearly the ketchup is the bun. Stay right where you are. The police are on their way. About to live the rest of his life as a convicted melon. Once the cops catch up to him. Once he's in prison he'll regret his actions. Hindsight is always 20/20. I live with someone who lives to eat food sins. Do you really think water with cereal is bad? Boy, the thing I would consider the least of eating sins would be when she microwaved a freaking pickle with cheese on it, then dipped in freaking ice cream. I can't stand to sit in the kitchen when she's in there because of the crap she made. If anyone is interested, I'll provide more horrid creations she made and ate, but all you really need to know is that freaking pickle. Please, by all means, tell us more. I'm legit curious. She pulled a slice of pizza out of the trash, put cough syrup on it, and topped it off with a moldy freaking grape. She soaked a slice of bread with grape soda, froze it, then ate it after it fell into cigarette asks. A cosmic brownie dipped in freaking nacho cheese. She made a peanut butter and jam sandwich with American cheese, saltine crackers, and grapes. She for some reason really likes old grapes. I know there's more, but I'm afraid people will think I'm making this crap up if I tell anything else worse. Your roommate eats like she's creating avant-garde performance art. I want a single plum, floating in perfume, served in a man's hat, scented with undertones of a mother's smile. I used to eat blueberries with ketchup on them because I like the texture. My whole sibling group eats tomatoes and peeled oranges / clementines like a normal person would eat an apple. But the worst I've ever seen is a guy in my class take a cheese and sauce filled roll type thing, rip a hole in the bottom and suck it dry in a restaurant with other people. Another time, my little sister, she was a tiny kid at the time, got gulab jamun at an Indian buffet. They're like milky donut holes soaked in watery sugary syrup. She leaned over the table and vacuumed them up off the plate so she didn't get her hands sticky. My friend was eating salad with his hands at a restaurant. He's not my friend anymore. Edit, this may be hard to believe, but this same friend also eats spaghetti with his hands by fucking one without any sauce or cheese. I've never been to an Italian restaurant with him, so IDK if he does this in public. This happened to me. I took my friend out to a Greek restaurant because she was going to Greece the following week. The waitress brought us salad and no cutlery. We decided it must be some Greek tradition to eat salad with your hands. The waitress came back to check on us and we asked about cutlery. She saw the little divots we had put in our salads, turned on her heel, and made a beeline to get the cutlery she forgot. I worked in a restaurant that served authentic imported Kobe beef. I had someone order a 16 ounces Kobe filet mignon. Well done. The chef nearly cried and definitely threw things. If I recall correctly, he ended up having to put that $200 steak into the microwave to get it to cook all the way through to well without burning the outside to charcoal. The guest was pleased and his date looked horrified. This is my own confession. I really love to eat lemons. Not in wedges or squeezed on things, but in the way you would eat an orange or a clementine, by peeling it and eating the whole thing. For some reason sourness is just the best to me. I'm a person of many weird food preferences, but this is the one that causes witnesses to cringe the most.